Hello students, this is Dr. Brodzinski. Today we're going to talk about the second chapter in the textbook, environment. Elements of the world constantly change. Organizational environment includes elements that affect the organization. General environment affects organizations indirectly. The organizational ecosystem, interaction among community of organizations, and the internal environment. So the dimensions of the organization's general task and internal environments. Task environments include customers, competitors, suppliers, labor markets. Internal environment includes the culture, the employees themselves, excuse me, and how management leads the organization. The general environment we all must operate in includes changes in technology, nature, socio-cultural, economic, legal, political, and international. So the four parts of the task environment. Extended environment of Costco. This is an interesting chart. Talks about how many million customers, various competitors, different suppliers, labor market, the culture of the company itself, and all the different aspects of technology, nature, social, cultural, economic, legal, political, and international aspects of the environment that affect how Costco operates and how it generates its revenue. Globalization has influenced most of the aspects of the external environment. Because of globalization, we have new competitors, new customers, new suppliers, changes in social, technological, and economic trends. So organizations now must think and compete globally. Where you used to compete to somebody down the street, across the state, or the other side of the country, now you can order anything from anywhere over the internet and have it delivered to your house within 48 hours. Technology, massive advances in specific industry and society. This drives competition, helps innovative companies gain market share. If you miss a significant change in technology, you can be totally left behind, such as BlackBerry. BlackBerry missed out on smartphones, and now they are practically out of business. Socio-cultural, demographic characteristics. Most significant now is that the U.S. population is aging. For most of our history, we were a very, very young country with median age usually in the late 20s. Now that median age is moving farther and farther up the scale as the baby boomers all age. So the economic health of the country or region will affect business, and now this is extended globally. It affects consumer purchasing power, unemployment rates, interest rates, how much you can borrow, what it's going to cost you. So the economic health of the company, once again, is very important. The legal political environment, government regulations, state regulations, local, federal, affect tremendously how you do business. Political activities, such as the Indians currently fighting the pipeline, government agencies and regulations, such as OSHA. Managers must recognize the power of pressure groups to call attention to something that they're doing, publicity, and that can affect how their product is purchased. So now we must be sensitive to the environment because there's growing importance and pressure from different groups to maintain the environment, the sense of global warming. And companies and corporations are indeed getting pressure to reduce pollution, to develop renewable energy, not to contribute to global warming. And the other new issue now is sustainability. How can we maintain the resources that we have and not drain them for future generations? So environmental performance, well, we're not exactly at the top. All right. Organization, environment, relationships. The environment often creates uncertainty for managers. Managers must respond and design adaptive organizations. Deal with certainty, uncertainty. There's always a risk factor. So, how do you adapt to the environment? Boundary spanning roles. Managers link and coordinate the organization with the external environment. So what you need to do is you need to have business intelligence. You need to have competitive intelligence. You have to know about your industry, and you have to know what your competitors are doing. Now, it's a lot easier for organizations to compete. And the big thing we've seen recently are mergers and joint ventures. All right? Instead of competing, organizations will merge, such as the merger recently between Bayer and Monsanto. Joint ventures work together to accomplish good for both companies. Right? Partnership paradigm. Rather than engaging in conflict and losing time, energy, and money, two organizations can partner. So, corporate culture is extremely important, comprised of symbols, stories, heroes, slogans, etc. But the corporate culture sets the dynamic for how people behave, how hard they work, what they're willing to contribute to the company. Prime examples of strong corporate cultures, IBM, which affected it negatively. Johnson & Johnson probably has one of the strongest corporate cultures and actually has a credo that you have to subscribe to. And of course, there's the individual expressions such as the Hewlett-Packard way of doing things. Right? So what you want is you want people to have deeper values and shared organizations, a shared understanding of what the organization is about and what it can accomplish. Lots of different types of corporate culture, and every corporation has one in terms of how people act, how they dress, how they interact with each other. So corporate culture plays a key role in learning and innovative responses. Does your organization encourage risk-taking? Does it encourage people to expand their intelligence and their skills? Right. So bottom line, strategies are successful in the short term, but successful companies have to balance culture and performance. Culture is the glue that holds organizations together. All right. So high performance culture based on good organizational mission and purpose that everyone understands. Shared adaptive values, encourages employees' ownership. Cisco, very, very successful because they allowed everybody in the company to have stock options, not just the managers or the leadership or the board, but every employee. Combining culture and performance. You can see from the chart here. All right. Values are important and performance is important. Cultural leadership. Management needs to be able to indicate to the employees and to articulate what is the organizational culture. Any good company, if you go to their website, one of the first things that they should have is a definition of their mission. What is the mission of that organization? So this ends chapter 2.